Have you ever stood inside a cathedral and become transfixed in awe because the sheer magnitude and glory radiating from each detail around you reminded you how tiny and humble you really are? Have you ever melted into a puddle of tears because a photo of a beach brought you hope for the dreams you've yet to achieve? Maybe paintings with the color teal remind you of your mom, or hummingbirds are a symbol of home. The works of art that impact us the most are often the ones we relate with on a deep emotional and/or spiritual level. The art speaks its language, we understand, and we respond. The artist's job is to communicate, which means as artists, we actually see what is unseen. Like an onion, we peel back the layers of an image or sound to reveal its core emotional and spiritual aspects. This unseen idea is what we seek to paint, because this is what we respond to. Allow me to explain. Hello, my name is Shalom, and I love to create and teach. Welcome to my art lessons. In pondering what captures an artist's attention, the biggest themes I have noticed are emotions and spirituality. We also use our intellect in order to form and express these concepts. To me, to see what is unseen is to see with heart, soul, spirit, and mind, otherwise defined with words like thoughts, feelings, faith, love, spirituality, intuition, reasoning, and conscience. Some people would boil the unseen down to just emotion, but I'm not sure I can because every part of us, physical, mental, and spiritual, is so interconnected. Expressing the unseen is important because often what is inside us is what is most valuable to us. In fact, what is most valuable to us often stems from our core needs, which various psychologists have studied and categorized. Psychologist Abraham Maslow divided these core needs into 3 categories: basic needs such as physiological necessities and safety, psychological needs including belonging, love, and esteem, and self-fulfillment needs. The needs to feel loved, to feel belonging, to feel safe, etc. are universal, so we can all relate with them. After all, we respond to what we understand, or what we want. The more acutely we capture our response, the more others will recognize it and respond as well. Oscar Wilde wrote, "Every portrait that is painted with feeling is a portrait of the artist, not of the sitter." Essentially, the paint that an artist pours on their canvas is their own heart and soul, which includes their feelings, thoughts, and faith about the subject. Other people have similarly noted that an artist's work is merely a series of self-portraits. Therefore, the unseen when creating artwork is simply the heart, soul, spirit, and mind of the artist's view of the subject. How do we capture what is unseen by making it seen? Well, it depends on what we associate with certain shapes, lines, colors, and other elements of art and principles of design. Award-winning illustrator and author Molly Bang wrote in her book, Picture This: "Pictures that affect us strongly use structural principles based on the way we have to react in the real world in order to survive. As soon as you understand these principles, you will understand why pictures have such specific emotional effects." Molly's concept to use principles based on survival needs is correlated with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For example, what are shapes and colors that make you feel in danger? Maybe pointy shapes like triangles are scary because we associate knives, teeth, thorns, and needles with pointy objects that could cause harm. Perhaps rounder objects seem safe because they don't have prickles that could hurt us. Color works the same way, depending on what we associate with various colors. Maybe you associate the color green with gardens and salad, so it seems like a healthy color. Or maybe you associate green with envy or sickness. How we view the shape or color, especially in context, will determine how we use it to communicate. When we combine our core needs with our perspective of the world around us, we paint what is important to us. We see with our hearts, spirit, soul, and mind. You may have heard the faithful adage, write what you know. The same applies for artists, even if what we know is our imagination. If we want to paint from the inside and from the unseen, we must know the inside and the unseen. In other words, we must know ourselves really well. We need to understand why we respond to what we respond to. We also need to understand others really well by being good listeners and observers. It's interesting to me how closely correlated observing and listening are with loving. Don't we all want to be seen and heard? It goes back to our core needs. Often we know our needs very well. At least we know when something doesn't feel right or when something feels good. We just need to pay attention, notice, and observe the unseen. Watercolor artist and teacher Mary White wrote, "The day you truly learn how to paint or dance or laugh or live falls on the exact same day you learn how to see." What do we see? Do we ignore our heart, soul, spirit, and mind, or do we observe them? Why or why not? Notice your thoughts, feelings, dreams, desires, and needs. Notice how you experience life. Most likely, whatever your experience is, you are not alone, and someone is waiting to find a kindred spirit in your expression. Like an onion, peel back the layers of your inner self to the core. Then you will see like an artist, for you will see what is unseen. Thanks for watching! Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Also, check out my Patreon site in the link below for the coordinating worksheet and other exclusive content. Up next is Episode 3, Exercises for the Right Brain.